you look close, you can see some wild raspberries. What's up? Welcome to Saturday Mornings Outdoors. My name is Paul K. And we're skivers. And what a world of difference it is this week. It feels like early fall weather. Last week was 100, and this week 70. Very pleasant, off and on rain. I got the rain gear with me, so you might see me in that. And whoop, something going on here right away. That's just a tidal adjustment. And we'll give you the fishing report coming up. Stay tuned. All right, we got a brand new month, August 1st, and it's the first quarter. It's a building moon. Last week was the brand new moon, which is no moon, and we had a great tide last week. Hard to follow that up, I would imagine, but we'll see what happens. You never know. The wind is from the east, southeast, and we're just coming after, it's been raining all night. Looks stormy, a lot of scud up there, and it's a little snotty out. It's off and on, but I think it's going around now. The wind's starting to move into the west, so that means the storm's passing. And we're on a slack tide. It just flipped. It's starting to go east now. It's going that way. It was going that way, and now it's just beginning to turn east. And we'll see how things develop. Mac chunks on the bottom as usual, and very comfortable out here. A little windy, but it's okay. It's freshening up after the storm, and let's give it some time. Alright, another tidal adjustment. Pop down, and the tide's just shifting, so it's deceiving. The bait will sit on the bottom, but now the tide is increasing. It wants to bounce along. It kind of looks like a light blackfish bite or something. Not blackfish, black sea bass. But and fish on. is a good one. Probably close to a keeper. Let me get her measured up. "27 inches. Let's get it back in. On the boards. So I have a couple questions from a couple of my fine viewers. I'm going to see if I can answer 2 questions with 1. So the first question is, all right, so I just want to explain the bait setup, how that is for people that don't know. It's a 10-aught hook. See how the bait, that gap between there is showing? And the bait's on there, but that little gap has to be showing. That's what's going to hook your fish. And you get about a 2-foot leader on a swivel, and then the swivel has, from the swivel to the main line, is about a 4-foot leader, and that's it. Now this is the conventional rod, not the spinning rod, and there's 5 ounces. I use bank sinkers. See, this is a 5. It's a bank sinker. So basically that's what the rig looks like. It's the basic sinker slider rig. All right, and that's how that works. So actually how it works is when the sinker is on the bottom, it's going to be in the seaweed, but your bait's going to be floating out here or pulled out here by the current, and the fish will freely see it. If any fish sees that, they're going to definitely eat it. It's a free steak dinner. So but that's how it works. When he takes that bait, that slides. He feels no resistance from the weight, and he swims away, and it swallows the bait, and then that hook itself sets him. You don't have to set the hook with these hooks. They set themselves. It catches them on the corner of the mouth most of the time. You see, that's a big problem with these hooks. Sometimes they don't catch, but that's for conservation. So that's how that setup works. So that's one question. Okay, so question number 2, another viewer wants to know about the casting ability of the conventional reels. Now that's the conventional reel. When you're ready to cast, it's the Penn Squall 15. This is what this is, the Penn Squall 15. You put your thumb on the spool, and that's locked in there. You throw this lever down, and then you cast, and you let the line pull out, and just as about ready, the bait is about ready to hit the water, you got to feather this and make sure you don't get overrun. And I think I may have just got a hit. I just heard that drag scream. But anyway, so if I get a fish, I gotta stop. So I'll demonstrate casting. I have a fish on. There's a fish on hand. That's a bigger fish. See how that one tails out. So as you can see, I want to get it back in, but 32 inches just outside. Nice healthy fish. And let's get Sally back in. So that was on the head, which I never use. I never, ever, ever use the head. I threw it out there just as an experiment. And lo and behold. So I'll show the conventional casting sequence again because we got interrupted by a striper, and I love it. I hope it happens again. With about a half-hour practice, you'll know everything there is to know about it, and they're the strongest wheels out there for the surf. Hope this helps. And the last question I have to address is, one of my viewers asked, when I cast out, no matter what weight I put on, it bounces along the bottom and goes in the direction of the tide. And this is what I like to address with this, so I'll just show you. So what I want to show you is, I just casted that out, obviously. Now, watch the line. That's 3 ounces of lead, and this is completely normal. I casted a little up current, and it's just going to drift. See it drifting? Until it reaches the extent of the line that I have out, and that's completely normal. That's exactly how you're supposed to be doing it. Eventually it'll stop. There, it stopped just about. There, you can see when it hits the bottom, as it's moving along in the current, it's not on the bottom yet. Now it's on the bottom, and now it just came to a stop. And now look at that. I think I'm getting a hit. That's quite impressive. But see, now it's stopped. It's out. That's completely normal on how when you're using bait fishing techniques in the canal, chunking. That's how it's supposed to be. Your line's supposed to be down. And so with this one. Now, what my strategy is this one is a longer rod. It's 11 foot, and that one's a 9 foot. So I always put this one first in the direction that the tide's going. So the tide's going east, this is going to go first. And the conventional is going to go second, because it just seems that this is a more wieldy rod. And it's more the way the lines lay out, the longer rod should always go first. That's my thinking. If you have 2 of the same sized rods, you're on your own. But I put the taller rod up front usually. But that's all. It's how to do it. It's completely normal. Now it'll just sit there. The sinker is on the bottom, probably in seaweed, but the bait is flowing out over the seaweed 99% of the time. And if there's any fish there, they have to hit it because they have no choice. It's a free meal of fresh bait, and that's it. That's why chunking works, man. Bait always outfishes everything, usually. You know, I mean, there are certain days when every technique shines, but I'll venture to say bait outfishes everything because it's an easy meal. The fish have to struggle everywhere, salt or fresh, to expend energy to catch the bait, usually that it's alive. And fresh bait, dead, is almost non-existent. Yet they never see that. So when that's placed in front of them, they're gonna eat it. They're not gonna pass it up unless you got crappy, stinky, dried up bait. But I've even had fish. I've caught fish on week-old bait that I found because I ran out when you're desperate and the fish are biting. But that's it. So that's what I want to show you: the casting technique, how the bait rigs react on the bottom, and the bait setup. You know, the sinker slider rig. Hope you guys can use it. By the way, if you have any questions at all on this, you know, feel free to ask, and if I don't answer in the comments, I'll do a segment on the show on it. I'll answer anything pertaining to this stuff, or anything. If I have any knowledge on it, I'll help anybody. You know, it's the purpose of this is to teach you guys how great this is. And I experiment, you know, in here. Like I kind of like with the head that I just did. He said head, but I never use it. And guys fight over it. They think that's the choice. But I think the way they cut it, they leave half the guts in there, like the gill and the guts hanging out. And it's kind of a good strategy. I just never had faith in it. So towards the end of the tides, I generally chuck the heads and the very end of the tails out there as chum, just to see if I can work up some type of action. And if you can get it past the seagulls that are like just literally watching you at every second. But on another note, starting to get the hunting catalogs in the mail, Cabela's, Hunting, and Bass Pro. It really lights your fire every year. I mean, how many times I've been hunting every year since I was a kid, and they just come up with new stuff every year that you gotta have. I don't know how they do it, but they do. This year it seems to be the see-through blinds, like you set up for turkey blinds or deer hunting, the ground blinds. That's turning into big now. Used to be the hot thing was tree stands. It's still hot, but the hunting blinds on the ground, I guess it's coming into its own now. So anyway, they have this one-way, like a one-way mirror, like a security mirror, and you can see out, but they can't see in, and that's pretty cool. And obviously useful, but it lights your fire for hunting. It's like it really gets you going, like, this season, just about when you get in the groove of each season, it changes. It's kind of neat how that works out. But love looking through those catalogs, and I'm old school. I'm an old guy. I love the catalogs. I mean, I go online when I have to, but I just love flipping through them catalogs while I'm eating supper or just killing time. It's very relaxing, and it's the wish book. It's the toy book, you know. I'm sure you guys feel the same. So we got the last two significant chunks of bait out. I just chummed with the tails and the rest of the heads. And let's see what happens here. If nothing significant happens, thank you so much for showing up. Everyone that's watching, if you got a lot of questions, on the main page of Trail Boss X2, there's playlist. You look under playlist, all my videos are categorized. And if you want instructional videos on hunting or fishing or stripers and all that, you'll see it categorized there. And you can go right to it, and it's like a index. So please like and subscribe. It's really important for the channel. And we'll see you at Spot Check. See ya. Unless something significant happens. And welcome to Spot Check. We are at pole 210 on the canal, and I want to kind of move down here a little because I don't want to disturb a guy that's fishing down here. But this is called Cod Hole, and it's an older name from the older maps. You may catch cod in the winter, but it's not the stocks are very low, and you know it's not impossible. But this is a famous cod hole in the winter, and it's right in front of that pole where he's fishing. He's right in there. As you can see, it's a popular spot. There's other guys that are out there fishing too. So, well, it looks like he's got something. It looks like porgy. Yep, very good. And he's got a porgy. And so 210's almost directly across it. You see that big boulder? That's split rock on the right here on the Cape Cod side. That's split rock. So this is a holy area. Get it? Holy. Not spiritual holy, but there's a lot of holes here. And this is actually a very popular spot too, because if you see this curve, see how the curved in the canal, not only are there holes here, but on the inside of these curves, it gives the stripers and bluefish and every predatory fish grip. They push the bait into here along these inner turns, and they trap them, and that's why you see the fishermen here, and that's why the fish are here. So pole 210 is Cod Hole, and we're moving. So as I'm walking along the canal here, going to the next hole for Spot Check, I was thinking about this morning and those quality fish that I caught. I got two. I was blessed, and one was 27 and one was just a little over 32, which is just below the slot and just above the slot, as opposed to last week, just about every fish was slot. It's ironic, isn't it? The yin and yang of things. It's incredible. So a really good insider tip here is, remember what I was telling you? It took me a long time to learn, and I passed it on to you. You look for the trails that go down through wherever it's worn out. Well, from this perspective, look on the other side. See all those bare patches? They're all there for a reason. Those are all holes that are well known enough that they wore out the little grass, and you can see it along the whole stretch of the canal, albeit it's on that side. But they're easy to pick off. You can see them on the side that you're on. You just look, but you can really notice them here. And the wider and the more degraded they are, the better spot they are. But do you see that? That's what I'm trying to tell you. They're subliminal little clues on where really good holes are, or there might be a rip that builds there, and like that. Like, for instance, there's a great rip here. You can see it. But you keep your eyes open. All right, we are at hole 225, and this is an especially popular fishing spot here, between 225 and 226. But everyone, you just look at this wall. When you see this wall, this is the infamous cribbings. It's called a cribbings, or it's a slang for the cribbings, which is these rocks that are stacked up here to retain the land from falling into the sea, basically. But what's attractive here is immediately it goes down deep here, and there's blitzes here all the time. It's a well-known blitz spot. The predatory fish push the bait fish up against this, and extremely shallow, and they're blitzing away, and everything works here, bait and lures, and it's one of the more famous spots. So it's 225, it's the cribbings, and that will be this week's spot checks. We got cod hole and cribbings, and it's been a lot of fun this week. It was exciting catching those two really nice fish, and it's really refreshing to have 70s and this nice breeze going, because we had the 100-degree stretches there, and I'm not complaining at all. I love summer, but thank you so much for watching. Remember, if you can't get out here, by the way, the fishing claim for this week is get out here. It's absolutely, the fish are still here, man. They're just still here. It's building really good. But thanks for watching, and hope you enjoyed this session. And don't forget to say your prayers, please. Jesus is waiting to hear from you. See ya. Nice scalp.